Welcome. Today I will be showing and basically explaining the preview, not the preview version, the new version 0.5.0. It's currently in alpha, but I will still put it up since it's stable. It's just that it needs a few bug fixes that I need basically testing on, which without users actually reporting those issues, I have no way to find them. The UI has completely been redone. This is the new menu, the main menu. There are two other menus in addition to this, and basically everything has been moved to panels instead of what was before, which is pie menus. The issues with pie menus was the single click results in the menu closing. There is no more of that. You open the menu, you can click as much as you want. Now it's the same options, the mesh and bone transparency, the general overlay. Then there is the retopology overlay, which is basically this mode that allows transparency and a bit of more thickness to the object. There is also a new set of tools to isolate for objects and collections. But it basically allows to select both, either or none. So in case of viewport, everything with the isolator function has changed. There is an isolate and show for both objects and collection. With the old version, if I used isolate on an object and clicked off of it, since it was basing the what to isolate on the selection, if I was to click isolate again, it would on the old version would actually isolate the last object, meaning that the show function then could not work anymore. Now it has been fixed. Now, for example, collections had an even worse problem. When it comes to collections, there is no actual clear way to unhide them. That is one really big issue. With objects, you just click on it, you go to the object properties here and viewport display. No, sorry, not viewport display. In the visibility options. What the add-on does is turn off viewport. The issue with that, it's not available for collections. There is no menu for the collections. There is no property here to actually be able to set that manually. Meaning that if it was stuck in that isolated state, it could not get out of it if the selection was not present, which meant that you could basically hide every object and accidentally then hide every other collection, which will result in basically not being able to see anything anymore. Now the collections use a list as well to remember what has been hidden and what not. For example, if I hide the barrel, if I click show, it won't show it back, as you can see. It stays now with the user selection, like with objects. There is also modifier visibility that has been changed. Now, as you can see, there is these three options, and then the modifiers. There are only these three, just because I need to add them manually, which it's a bit of pain to do them, which I'm gradually adding them. One issue it's of why it's so painful, I cannot change this menu. It's going to be a gigantic list of selectable objects, which is really, really obnoxious. So one thing you can do with this modifier visibility. Now currently there is cavity activated, which shows as if there is a bevel, but there isn't actually. If you go here, again, there is this thing activated. There is stuff about this as well. But, let's see, where is the bevel on this one? I don't know actually. Why is there a bevel here? There is no bevel. Never mind. But basically, I can select everything. I will leave this active as the active object. Go to modifiers. You can see there is a bevel. Just works like this. You unselect where you don't want it to show, which can be edit, viewport, or render. In this case, I will only hide it in viewport and click OK. That's it. The thing is also, it also saves the options, so you can just click show viewport and basically work in between without needing to reselect everything. There is also a sign armature, which it won't work properly. This model is not made to be weight painted to an armature. And basically the way it works, you select something, like in this case a mesh. It works specifically with meshes, but it can parent also curves. For example, one thing about this operator, you do not need the armature to be active. I can just literally do this, make this active, and just press it. Assign armature should parent, as it says. It's basically parenting the objects to the armature. If I click this, you're going to see. Actually, no, I should press OK, and then it's going to show here. So I can actually show it properly. As you can see, this is the meta rig, this one, and here there are the objects. There is also the fact that you can change at any point anything here, and it will reflect the things, the changes you have done until you click off. You click in the viewport off of this menu. You can click things around here. As you can see, you can do stuff in the menus, but you cannot click on the viewport. So you can just click stuff here. As long as the selection doesn't change, it will not interrupt the operator. What you can basically do is assign armature, again, what I just showed, and should parent. Why nothing has changed? Because there is not actually any vertex group is being assigned to them. One issue that is present is armature modifiers are kept, even though you toggle off should parent. I'm still working on that. Single vertex groups. What does it do? You can specify a group here. For example, I will specify the bone for the head, which weirdly it's named spine .006. And as you can see, if you input a name, it will automatically activate it. And if you toggle that, it will not do anything, as it will check whether or not this is active. Even if you click off, it will not create a group. This is intentional, this is not a bug, it's to avoid groups being created by accident. There is also the option for creating missing vertex groups, which you will see once I click that. There we go, it moves again to a broken position because it's not supposed to be actually rigged. And what does this do? As you can see, if I go into here, it will add the vertex group that has been specified. If I do something like hand.left, with left being caps. Yeah, as you can see, it changes the groups on the fly. You don't need to redo that or do stuff like that. What also it does is purge. There is also the option to purge any other vertex groups, but I have no way of showing it right now, as there is no other vertex groups. This is not ready to be rigged. I will be moving to another file to show a bit more in depth all of this. But the key thing about this is if you spam the keyboard of as long as the bone is not inside the actual in the actual bone, you can just uncheck this and it will not parent it to anything. This is specifically used with single vertex groups. There is going to be also an option for automatic weight paint, but this will not work with it. Though create missing vertex groups will work with the automatic weighting. This is the model I'm currently working on. It's not still finished, still the hair missing, which it's something I can show right now. What assign armature is basically aimed at primarily. As you can see, there is already an armature modifier. I've already used this operator on this, but I can remove it. I can just delete the groups. It doesn't matter. I can delete everything. And now what I can do, these are the names for the hair sections. This one is hidden. Right, I need to delete that. Ignore it. Basically, this is the sections for the hair. What I can just do is have the armature in the selection. Again, it doesn't need to be active. Assign armature, should parent, single vertex groups, create missing groups, head. If I can spell. That's it. And everything is properly done. What you will notice is I did not delete the armature modifier on everything, and still it's not being duplicated. It checks for that as well. So there is no worrying about possible duplicates of armature modifiers. Now, I can actually show a lot of stuff here. Now that I have a proper model that is rigged, which, for example, the hair are planes. They are not actually, they do not have thickness. It's just a solidify modifier with a subdivision. For example, the modifier visibility, what you can simply do is solidify and subdivision, turn off the viewport, that's it, on every single object. They look weird because they are really low poly, and basically, again, maybe you just need to see something specific, as you can see. Maybe you need to snap something to the hair. You just go back, wrong operator, sorry. You just click again, show viewport, no need to reselect everything, just click OK, that's it. One more thing now that I can actually show is, for example, the isolation for the... I can click, for example, on the model and isolate everything else. This isolates the object, and then show. Everything keeps working. As you can see, nothing has changed in the actual visibility that has been selected by the user. The other collections are written because I do not need them, but if I click show, it will respect what is actually visible and what is not. I isolated them and then clicked show. Now if I go ahead and basically have them hidden, as you can see, even if I click show, it's not going to show. The issue with the render mode, I'm not sure why. As you can see, it's not supposed to work that way. With viewport it works fine, it's the same exact thing, but suddenly the collections do not have those properties like objects. There is the visibility here, but there isn't for collections. Maybe I need to find a way to actually make it work. What you can also do is now I can properly show them the menu to what is it called, to change mode. This is one single operator. It's not anymore multiple operators. This allows for the same object to be remembered, so there is no more losing context. As you can see, the shirt, vertex, edge, face, pose, weight paint, pose, sculpt is not available in pose mode, I forgot. General edit, which changes, basically this is for specifically objects that are not meshes. Back to object. Maybe I want to go into weight paint again, back into pose. Maybe I need to make some adjustments, so I can just go into sculpt. Maybe now I need to weight paint after making those adjustments, so I can actually maybe do something. Basically that's it. It's not going to lose any more the context of what you're doing. There is also the general edit, as I've specified. As you can see, general edit is made for armatures. It's made for things like I currently do not have any visible. Let's see here. This is this is a mesh. This is a curve modifier. Oops. Where is it? There it is. This is a curve. There is no option to edit a curve. You can just use general edit. It's the same. It basically allows to enter the edit mode for any other objects other than meshes. As you can see, I can just move, then maybe I need to make adjustments, but maybe I need to actually make adjustments while in the rest pose, so I can just do that. go back into post position to just check if it looks good, and go back to rest position and keep changing and changing and changing. But maybe I need a more complex pose, so I can just go back. That's basically the new thing. It's not losing anymore the selection. It's a lot easier, it's a lot faster. You have a lot more options to change into, and this way it's quite faster as well, being that it's like the more common pie menus. What you can do also is, now this menu, I can show it a bit better. As you can see, for example, I can pick the stuff and grab it and move it, but I need it on the cursor. But also the cursor is weirdly put. Maybe so, just cursor to active. That's it. Then reset cursor. Currently, there is going to be an option to change rotation. That's just not implemented yet. But maybe I need the origins to change position to the cursor. So anything selected, it's going to have the origin back assigned to the cursor, as you can see. Let me just go back and grab this stuff. I can then did I not register the undo function on these ones? Oh no, I did. It was just visually. One thing that you can run into, which is a bit problematic, it's if you go into pose mode, change, pose position, change something, then go into vertex. As you can see, it's going to change back into this, but there is an issue. If you go back, it's going to stay in this pose. You just click on the object. It's supposed to return. There it is. You need to click on the armature, not the object. But as you can see, it allows to quickly edit all these kind of things, which also you don't really need to click on the object. If I go back into, let's see, yeah, it doesn't even show in when you actually go back and undo things. It's just a visual bug, just to make sure it doesn't break anything. So this is the menu. This is there are various options. Something like mirror AK, I can just show right now. I'll go and change again post position. I forgot. Like this, I can just delete the AK. What am I going to do? Go back and actually manually change everything again, re-add the entire AK from scratch. Maybe, yeah, there is limits like this here. Maybe I change them. That is going to be really painful to do. What you can just do, it's you don't need to have anything selected. Just to make sure, it will automatically see if a bone has an AK, and it will mirror from the left to the right side. If you have an AK on the right side, it will not mirror to the left. But basically, you just set up the left side of the armature. So think you're seeing through the eyes of the character. This is the left side. You just go here, click mirror armature AK. Nothing is selected, as you can see. It does not need any selection, any complex thing. You just click it and it does that automatically. As you can see, back to working. I can literally well, not do this. It does not mirror constraints yet. Also, the order, sadly, it doesn't work properly. I'm still working on that. It's a bug that I'm trying to fix. But again, just mirror, that's it. It works, as you can see. And also, it does not just copy the AK. It inverts the name of the objects. It inverts the pole angle. I forgot to make it also copy the stretch. That's just a single line. It's not anything complicated. I just forgot it. what it does is also one of the most useful thing of this operator. It actually copies every single limit of the bones that have an AK, but not just that. It copies the limits of every bone in the chain of that AK, which means if I activate it here like this, if I click mirror, it's going to actually mirror it for the whole chain, not just the IK bone. It's still not working properly. Well, not working properly. It's still a specific use case, because you need to specifically have the bones either point down for something like the arms, and for the legs to point with the Z on the side. This is basically, it relies on the direction of the Z of the bones. If you don't have that, it's going to basically rotate the wrong thing. I don't want to leave 0.4 too long on as a release. It's a really bad release. I did not expect it would have that many bugs. Basically, that's it. Thank you for downloading the add-on. Thank you for checking it out. If anything you encounter is, if anything breaks, if you find anything not working, just go over to the GitHub page and report it. You have a specific link in the page of the add-on on Blender Market if you found it through there, and you're going to just click there. I don't think you need to have an account. Maybe you need to have an account on GitHub, but in case it's, I'm going to also link a Discord inside an email chain for the people that bought it. So when I actually release this email, you should receive an email with the Discord,